W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of Cairo Gambit by S.W. Perry, narrated by Esther Wane. 1. Cairo, April 1938. Until the shooting, the only slaughter committed against the Nimrod Theatre had been confined to the review pages of the Cairo newspapers. A cosy but unimposing little auditorium off Camel Street, the Nim, as its habitués preferred to call it, was known more for the brio of its productions than for their commercial success. Before that warm and otherwise agreeable Cairene night, an audience could rest safe in the knowledge that a pistol was nothing more lethal than a prop, that the shot that made them jump in their seats was merely a blank, the resulting blood comfortingly fake. But, as all theatre folk know only too well, even the best runs must come to an end some day. The time of the attack, 10:27 p.m., was not in doubt, it being the solemn habit of the manager, an over-earnest young Egyptian named Musa Banoudi, to set the foyer clock in accordance with the start of Radio Cairo's early evening news broadcast. That night it took a fatal ricochet, stopping the hands dead, and thus precluding any debate. Outside, beyond the Nim's Moorish archways, painted a lustrous red and gold in a European's imagining of a caliph's treasury, the city was taking its pleasures as it did on any other night. In the adjacent Ezbekia Gardens, a slice of Belle Epoque Paris transported to Egypt, the street lamps threw their warm light into the groves of banyan and acacia trees. Friends and lovers strolled along the pathways, around the lake and over the little wrought-iron footbridge. At nearby Santis, a cosmopolitan mix of Egyptians, Lebanese, British and French queued noisily for a late table. In the long bar at Shepherd's Hotel, and on the floating nightclubs moored along the Nile, the lounge lizards were hard at work. At the Kit Kat Club, officers from the British garrison vied with smooth young men from King Farouk's court for the attention of the chorus girls. And at the Nimrod Theatre, that evening's performance of A Midsummer Night's Dream, already dismissed by the theatre critic of Al-Mizri as lackluster, had just drawn to a close. Behind the safety curtain, the cast were rushing to cleanse themselves of grease paint and sweat. In the auditorium, the house lights were up and the audience was already pushing for the exits. Awaiting them in the lane outside was a small squadron of taxis, from which
Sample complete. Ready to continue?